We got to talk about Casablanca.
Cassie doing some Casablanca things.
Oh my God.
Out of curiosity, how did both of y'all meet?
We met inside of a Diddy freak off, where the two of us had a. How can you know what? We'll just say it for what it is. We had an orgy with Cassie.
You know it's JEJE Vibe.
It's JEJE Vibe.
Can y'all feel the vibe?
It's a vibe.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to JEJE Vibe.
Bye-bye.
You know I got my amazing queen with me.
Thanks, my love. The amazing host.
You already know, so Lewis and Gabriel, if you're new to the channel, you know what to do right about now. Hit the like and subscribe to the channel. Where else would you rather be? And to our subscribers, we appreciate you. So, we got to talk about Casablanca.
Cassie doing some Casablanca things.
Oh my God. The Diddy trial has come to an end. And so many things has been unveiled. We talked about, in the previous episode, we talked about the verdict and how people are feeling about the verdict. But this happens to be so-called, from what they advertised or what they told us it was going to look like. It was going to be a Rico. That was the whole shit. A Frico or Rico.
Yeah, we had it on a previous episode now.
And if you're going to, so is Diddy the only co-conspirators in this whole Rico? Where are all the other co-defendants in the Rico?
At the end of the day, they are nothing but accomplices, even though they claim victimization.
Even though they claim victims, we are beginning to see that the so-called victims weren't victims at all.
They are co-conspirators now, having their own form of victims now.
This is crazy.
Diddy's ex was grilled on the stand over their so-called freak-offs. Inside, Diddy's defense attorney focused on some of the extremely graphic text messages they exchanged, suggesting Cassie not only helped plan the alleged drug-fueled sex parties, but also enjoyed them. Jurors were shown 25 pages of text messages, one from 2009, the same year the couple collabed on this music video.
As long as you got them little high heels on.
Diddy asks, "When do you want to freak off?" LOL. Cassie replies, "I'm always ready to freak off." Other revelations? The singer settled her Bombshell 2023 civil suit with Diddy for $20 million.
If Cassie could be a victim to Diddy, then there's someone who is a victim to Cassie.
These S-workers now.
Because Cassie was the one that sought after these guys.
And there were evidences too in the trial.
Explosive audio going viral. Diddy's ex Cassie Ventura threatening a man over explicit video of a freak-off.
It's my life and I'll kill you.
The just-released recording was played in court during the defense team's cross-examination of Cassie.
No, I will kill you if you don't show me right now. I will kill you and I will hide you and I will cut you up and put you in the dirt right now.
And she also mentioned their names. And one of them is Suing Cassie.
Yep. The long-time side guy.
I am Dave, the man who has just sued Cassandra Ventura for damages involved in the Sean Combs trafficking trial. And I'm looking through social media and I see a lot of the women out there, particularly black women like myself, who choose to victim shame me and try to do everything they can to discredit me, because the truth is that the loss of the Sean Combs trial was a loss to the Me Too movement and to hating women like the women who are trying to insult me.
He said he was with Cassie and Diddy for about 8 years.
Yep.
And that's not like, that's 8 years. That's 8 long years. Like, crazy.
This is my story. I was paid by Cassie, Cassandra Ventura, for 8 years to be her male provider. I didn't have to be the best looking guy. I was the best in bed. And because I was the best in bed, guess what? I was given this arrangement. I was coerced. I was drugged. I was manipulated with promises of money and gifts for over a period of 8 years to continue to be this woman's provider at her expense and at the expense of Diddy. Now, at the time, legally, I didn't know my rights as well as I do now. I didn't create this conflict with Cassandra Ventura. She created it with me. She's the one who decided to bring up things that happened over 10 to 15 years ago to hold Sean Combs accountable for what was a partial truth. She's the person who introduced me to the U.S. Attorney's Office. She's the person who told the U.S. Attorney's Office about our relationship. So in essence, those out there who want to hate on me, who want to say that I'm attacking Cassie, you should realize the truth. That Cassandra Ventura, your idol, did this to herself. She exposed herself to liability when she got on the stand and decided to mention me as the male escort who was with her when she overdosed and Diddy made her have sex with him. That was a lie, people. Cassie had just woke up from sleeping 8 hours. Myself and Sean Combs were exhausted. We wanted to go home. Cassie's the one who forced the sexual encounter.
He's been online. He's been talking about it. He has filed a lawsuit. He's saying people are not happy with him. But this is his story, and he has the right to tell his story.
Truth. Yep.
They would have never did this to women who were caught up in the sex trafficking ring. These
they
prostitutes.
Do protect them. They do protect women.
They protect them. I got people contacting me online. You're showing these videos. My name is coming up in all of the transcripts. I had Tisa Tells. Oh my God, Tisa Tells makes the most slanderous, defamatory video on me. She says that Diddy flipped me as a schmex worker. Diddy never flipped me. I haven't talked to Diddy since 2019. I've been a cooperating prosecution witness the entire prosecution. How could you make up a podcast claiming that Diddy flipped me? Diddy never flipped me. I'm not talking to Diddy. I'm telling the truth. Now,
so now he's saying that Cassie, or from what he saw in the whole 8 years, that Cassie wasn't forced or coerced.
Yeah, he might have witnessed some domestic abuse now.
Yeah,
which is true, and based on the video that we've seen too.
Yeah.
And you're advocating for Diddy to go to jail because you build a platform of making him look like a complete piece of crap, which he actually is. You don't want to put anything out that says that Cassie might be complicit. You want to keep making Cassie look like a victim. Cassie's a victim of domestic violence, Sasha. We can't take that away from her. He did horrible things. I saw him 2-piece on the chest, and if you don't know what that means, that's a 1-2 punch, a jab, and a right hand. I saw him hit her like that and knock her across the room. I saw him kick her. I saw him grab her up. I saw him pull her by her hair. I saw him push her. He was abusive to her, but it wasn't because of sex. It was because he's an abusive man and they were in a toxic, drug-fueled relationship. Their emotions are going. They're high off drugs for days. He's getting jealous because other guys are piping her out and she's enjoying it. Even though he's letting her do it, he's still getting jealous because these other men are giving her more pleasure. She argues with him. He doesn't know how to deal with it. He hits her. That's not him forcing her to have sex.
But at the same time, too, in the terms of the freak-offs now, she's an accomplice.
How many freak-offs she participated in during her decade-long relationship with Combs? She said, I don't know, hundreds.
I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would tell me what to do with Cassie.
Jonathan Oddie, a name that has circulated on social media, the adult performer who went viral for the wild comments he made about Sean Combs and Cassie years ago. But now, all these years later, he has officially been called out at Combs' federal criminal trial in a big way. Portions of testimony have been dedicated to him.
Second witness testimony came from Daniel Phillip. Phillip said he was called in 2012 and received money to have sex with Ventura. He testified to having sex with Ventura while Combs was sitting in the corner masturbating. He said that Combs would direct him and Ventura as they had sex, asked them to use baby oil every time, and Combs recorded the sex on 1 or 2 occasions.
Which was remember, the whole idea of freak-offs was the whole big thing about this case. Freak-offs.
The baby oils.
The baby oil.
towels, white towels on all the couches and the furniture and stuff. There's a red light over in the side. They're playing like, you know, some very vibey music. And there's like a ton of baby oil like scattered about everywhere, like more than any one man should have, you know, and especially in a hotel room, right? So he had got up and left, and I'm looking at her. I'm like, I made the joke like, there's so much baby oil and candles in here, like one wrong move and we all gonna die, you know, we all gonna blow up in this thing. So but she was very communicative in the fact that she was joking and very playful with me. She told me that she picked me from the site, and it seemed as if this was something that they'd been doing for some years. They said they'd been doing this for a while too. So as far as like the vibe of the night, I took my cues from them. They pretty much knew exactly what they wanted. Again, felt like they'd done this before.
But right now, it's looking like Cassie wasn't forced for the freak offs.
No,
it was something that she was welcoming to all
and busy scheduling it.
Did Cassie ever offer you something to loosen you up?
Every time I was offered if I wanted a drink, and it would just be weed though. Like now, I don't know if there could have been something else in the weed, right? I don't smoke weed, and then I didn't smoke weed. Now I'll pop a gummy, right? But you know, I never found myself under the influence. I think one time I took a puff, and then I didn't. In terms of reading her, right? I didn't see anything with her that.
She was a weed smoker then.
Yeah, she would walk around with smoking weed. Yeah, but that was about it.
Just alcohol.
Yeah, and it was kind of like it wasn't even like a, hey, do you need something? It was just to cordial. You invite somebody in. Hey, you want a drink? You want whatever? But it was no emphasis on like trying to get me high, like for the moment. You know, it's kind of just, hey, do you want something?
So is Cassie a victim? He's suing, and he's saying a whole lot. They had to go on a competition with somebody else
just so he could be the permanent side guy.
And Cassie told you personally that she was the best she ever had, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It was after that orgy with Daniel Phillips. Diddy told me first. Diddy comes out. He gives me the $8,000 after he let Daniel Phillip out the apartment, and he says, yo, listen, bro, she says you the best D she ever had in her life. I said, word? He was like, yeah. I said, all right, you know, cool, whatever. What am I supposed to say? This is her man, that's their situation.
4 days sexathon.
Crazy.
Yeah, you said Daniel Phillip?
Daniel Phillip. I met Daniel Phillip in an orgy at Cassie's apartment in one of the Trump buildings in Midtown Manhattan. I believe it was 2011. That's where I met Daniel Phillip in an orgy where I was called by Cassie to have a sexathon. And basically the goal of this sexathon was for one of us to last the longest. Whoever lasts the longest was going to become her main boy toy. Tasha K, I see your face. This is the truth. So for 2 days, myself and Daniel Phillip, we participated in this sexathon, Sex and Cassie. Daniel Phillip hung in there, but I think it was a Wednesday morning, actually. I think the morning of the wrap up of the thing, he finally couldn't participate anymore. Not because something's wrong with him. He had been up 2 days. He's back to back having sex when he was tired. So he couldn't perform anymore, but I still could. So I finished her off, you know, I end up winning. Diddy comes out the room after he carries her in the other bedroom. He pays Daniel Phillip. Daniel Phillip leaves. He comes to me. He tells me out his own mouth. He says, listen, she said you were the best penis she ever had in her life. Wow, really? He said, yeah. He said, yo, she wants you to come back. She just needs some time to rest. I said, all right.
Crazy.
Oh my God. Yo.
Soon as I get there this time, Cassie opens the door. She hugs me real tight. We're sitting in the living room. She says, yo, that was great. You might have been the best D I ever had. And I said, well, you know, he said that to me. Thank you. She says, no, I'm serious. She says, listen, I want to talk to you. I said, all right, we talking. She said, well, I remember I told you about you and the last guy. Whoever won was going to be my guy. I said, yeah. She says, you won. I said, okay. So she says, listen, why don't we do something exclusive? Like, you show me your test results every month. You can come satisfy me. Like, we like you. We want to keep you. You're clean. You're safe. So she basically makes me this offer to be her permanent provider. Wink, wink. Like, she's telling the truth and there's no one else. We now know there were many other people, but she basically tells me that I'm going to be the only guy because I beat Daniel Phillip. I'm like, all right. So that's kind of what started my exclusive relationship with her.
This is crazy.
And I'm Daniel Phillip. I'm the guy that everybody's been looking for, trying to find out who I am. But I was also one of the guys that was subpoenaed to testify against Diddy in the Diddy and Cassie trial. I was one of the guys that was intimate with Cassie.
Out of curiosity, how did both of y'all meet?
We met inside of a Diddy freak off, where the two of us had a, how can you know what? We'll just say it for what it is. We had an orgy with Cassie.
Crazy times. I think I've heard enough. I've heard enough of immoral.
But also, I was there already for like 8 hours before you came.
Yeah,
like I was there for like half a day already, bro. So
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, dude, like that. And they never said shit to me about a competition or none of that, bro. So it's hilarious to me when I hear you like saying that, because I'm like, they said that to you, but the thing is, obviously, they wanted that aggression. They wanted to see us like battling each other and shit like that, and I wasn't with that shit, man. Like, this shit was weird anyway, bro. There's some weirdo shit, bro, and I just was like, you know what, man, like, yeah.
Crazy. This is crazy.
And Cassie, she told you personally that she was pregnant by you, right?
Well, it was, I believe it was, we were just, I don't think she intended to get pregnant. No woman who accidentally gets pregnant intends to get pregnant. We just went a little bit too far. This one encounter in New York in the Gramercy Park Hotel, which is crazy. I can even remember where I got her pregnant at.
Man, like what we've heard this year in 2025.
Between 2024 and 25.
Yo, this lawsuit to this trial, it's crazy. Cassie might not be a victim from what we're looking at right now.
By case law definition, Cassandra Ventura assaulted me. I'm not looking to destroy Cassie. I've given Cassie more than a year to settle this before things got out of control. Cassie did this to herself. They say he who sets out on the course of revenge should dig 2 graves. People, Cassie dug the grave that is Clayton Howard herself. Cassie got on the stand trying to destroy Diddy. She should have took her $20-30 million and walked into the sunset, people. She should have never gotten on the stand and created further liability for herself by telling more of the lie that she created to get this man sent to prison for his life. She made a mistake when she got on the stand, people. She made a mistake when she got on the stand and lied about the events with Clayton Howard. Clayton Howard is a victim of Cassandra Ventura. Clayton Howard didn't ask to be in a relationship with Cassandra Ventura while she was sleeping with numerous men per week.
And it looks like the S workers now are coming for that bread that you took.
They're coming for the bread, Cassie.
I get it. You all think I was a nasty male prostitute sleeping with women, all different women all the time. It actually didn't work like that. To have certain types of people that can pay you that well, what you really have to do is you have to focus on people who are affluent. And affluent people don't engage in activities like that. So I might have had a client once a month. The truth is I was only a male escort for 2 years. I continued in the profession because Cassie and Diddy continued to pay me very well. And I was an ex-con. I needed money. I was trapped in a situation. I'll admit that. I didn't know what to do. But does that mean I should be victim shamed because the same thing that happened to women all the time happened to me as a man? No, I don't need the public to believe me. I just need a jury of my peers and 12 people to believe me in the court. And thanks to the testimony of Cassie during the trial of Sean Combs, I have that.
They see you got some money and now they're coming for your own bread. Coming for your own shit.
Because at the end of the day, your lawsuit wasn't criminal. It was civil, yet you went on the stand.
Crazy. And you brought their name up and now they're telling their stories, and also a whole lot of them are doing stories, doing interviews and talking about their stories and experience with this so-called victims. And we're going to have a series about each of this
They all get an episode.
They all get an episode. We're gonna hear their stories, and we'll see how this whole thing plays out. But it's looking like Cassie is not a victim. So Cassie is looking like you enjoy this whole lifestyle, and we're just gonna see how this whole thing play out. We're not supporting Diddy's abuse, and what we saw in the what we saw in the video is horrible.
So what was the hotel video about? What was that? Did you know the specifics of that particular freak off and what happened?
I don't, but I have something to say about that. From what I've read about that freak off, they were with another guy, Jules Theodore. Now, Jules, if there was a male escort in the room, why didn't that male escort testify to the fact that Cassie was trying to escape? Here's what I believe. I believe that guy would have testified that the argument was not because Cassie was trying to escape the freak off. It was probably because she was jealous because he was texting other women from his phone. Because I saw her get like that. She would watch to see who he was texting. She was his girlfriend. She gets jealous. He's a billionaire and he's a hoe. She know he got a bunch of girlfriends. She know he don't want her. So of course she's on a stance where she has to make sure that this guy is not cheating on her. She wants to know. So they probably were in the room. She went through his phone. She might have saw something. She thought he was texting a woman. She decided to leave. They got into a fight. He got caught up. Now, here's the interesting part. I heard during this trial when I was watching that about 3 weeks after, they had a freak off in Miami with me. These are the texts that I heard. Now, they have this fight. She gets beat up. She has to recover. A couple of weeks later, they decide to have another freak off. She tells him they need to change the energy. They need to change the person. The next thing they do is fly to Miami. They call me. How is this someone who's being sex trafficked? And she clearly tells you we need to change the enemy. Then she calls the same guy, because this was what, 2016, 2015 when he beat her? By then, I was sleeping with her 6 years, 7 years by then. She deliberately calls me from New York to have sex with her in Miami 3 or 4 weeks after he beats her up in his hotel and is making her have sex. Make it make sense. She's lying. She was a part of this. They were fighting probably because he had a woman. She didn't like that. He beat her up. She got over it because the truth is she was in love with him. She was extremely in love with him.
So when it comes to the whole freako, it's looking like Cassie could be
the victimized co-conspirator.
Crazy.
On the stand, Ventura, who signed with Bad Boy Records in 2006 when she was 20 years old, admitted to being jealous and young. Ventura testified, "Sean controlled a lot of my life, whether it was career, the way I dressed, everything. I just didn't have much in it at the time." She also went into graphic detail about the freak-offs. These were sexual encounters between Ventura and other men, while Combs would watch. She says the freak-offs with prostitutes consumed her life, leaving no room for her career, lasting anywhere from 36 to 72 hours, the longest lasting 4 days. On the stand, she said, "Plainly, the freak-offs became a job where there was no space to do anything else but to recover and just try to feel normal again." Combs has maintained his innocence, saying all encounters were consensual.
Crazy. What you guys think about Cassie getting a lawsuit from one of the... You guys already know. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe.
We're out of here now.
See you in the next one. JEJE VIBE.